me. Okay, so hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, this video is a very special video. Today I'm going to be sharing my journey with the Square One Bootcamp program. And as you can see, I have some special guests here today. I'm going to let them introduce themselves. So, go ahead.
Hi, my name is Edwin Baldelomer. I am a research scientist working on a startup and trying to do diagnostic imaging and translate it to the hospital.
I'm Erica King, and I am the founder and creative director of Shorty Makes Gourmet Cookies.
Cookies in
Diagnostic imaging.
Y'all already know what I do. So I have an interesting bunch here. Okay. So anyways, I want to first ask you all a question. How did you all find out about the program?
Square One Bootcamp. Sure, I'll go first. So a friend of mine named his name is Ola. He created he created an African healthy juice drink, and he went through the program. It's
Kava.
Yes, I couldn't think of the name for some reason. But yeah, it's so the mint is like my favorite. That was just
that's
delicious.
So good.
It is good. So he told me we were talking, and he actually told me about the program and told me that I would be a good fit for it, and then also extended a recommendation for me to be a part of it. And so that's how I heard about it, and it all just kind of happened in one week where it was because I think the program was actually finished with applications and stuff.
Okay.
But they made an exception for me.
Nice.
So thank you, Ricky. Thank you so much.
Cool. Okay.
I heard about it through Tom Cohen. We were working with BioGenerator with we have our projects from WashU, and we have IP connected with WashU, and so we got linked up with BioGenerator. And Tom just thought it'd be a good program because I'm part of a fellowship that's trying to help basic scientists learn about entrepreneurship. And that's something I'm interested in my career and interested in how do I not just stay purely in academia, but as times are evolving, how do I grow as I'm entering this career part of my life, just graduating. So Tom suggested it, and I applied, and I think it just was a good fit, and they were just willing to accept me again. Thank you, Ricky. Thank you, whoever accepted me. But so that was kind of not who I knew, but what I knew, but who I knew.
Exactly.
So that was a great example of that.
Yeah, that's cool. So I found out about the program because I did a podcast on entrepreneurially thinking. Yeah, I was featured on the podcast. That's with Christy, and I don't want to say her name wrong. I think it's Dr. Cheryl. I'm sorry if I said it wrong. But yeah, she told me about the program, and I was a little hesitant at first because I had just did the Makers program with Shayba Muhammad. Wow. And I was like, I don't want to do another business program.
Amen to that. I understand.
No, but I'm so glad that they accepted me into the program because my number one thing when I do business groups, programs and stuff is always about networking, meeting other entrepreneurs like me and connecting with other entrepreneurs and just learning all that I should know about, business or whatever. So that's how I found out about the program. So another question that I would have for you all is, what was your favorite class?
Do I go first this time?
Yeah.
It's hard. Probably one of my favorite ones. So, and we were in these, the tracks, and we had in the bio track. Tom actually just sat through and just went through each of ours and individually, and just kind of in a nice way, not to say tore it apart, but just really nitpicked it, and not just seeing mine, but him do that to everyone else's. And then he shared a lot about, this is just in one long Tuesday class that we had.
Yeah.
And then he also shared about he connected things that we were doing to his own personal story, and I was just like, to me, that was just so eye-opening, and that I felt like I learned the most when I just heard what he actually did, and then he actually broke down like spreadsheets that he did, and it sounds super nerdy, but it was like, for me, it was super like, wow, like this is really what it takes. Like it does take like not just that fun stuff that you think it's gonna be, but it takes a lot of hard work. It takes a lot of like late nights. He was sharing stuff he had to do. I was like, wow, I'm not into that, but I'm into making this project, to the next level, and so I'd be willing to do that hard work, if that's what it takes.
You know what? And that's kind of how I was when I started my business. I'm a creative, so I just wanted to create. I didn't know that all this business stuff was like involved. If you wanted to like scale your business and grow your business, like you really have to be attentive to that part of entrepreneurship. Because it'll just be a hobby if you're not bringing in money. So, what's your favorite class?
So my favorite class under the manufacturing and consumer packaged goods track was the field trips. Class. The field trips were like the best. One of them I really liked because I got to participate and actually do my first pop-up. So I was able to, that very first one where we took a tour of a actual commercial kitchen over on STL Foodworks, and I got a chance to actually have my cookies there and sell them, and that was like my first, that was like at the very beginning. But the other one that was really cool was when we went to Freddie Lee's and with his ghetto sauce, and it was another commercial kitchen, but we got to really hear like people's stories, like the hard part of like their journey of coming up with the product, how they were just probably like making it and people loved it like amongst their family, and then it was like finally like we really need to put this out more, or people want it so much, let's do something with this, and like get to hear how they went from doing small little pop-up parties like I'm doing to being in like 40 stores, and going global, and just how that was like not the prettiest of pictures around like what you were saying about like the hard work it takes to do something like that, and especially when you hear people that are where you are looking to go say like, we don't really get paid. I was like, wait a minute now. You don't get paid and you're in 40 stores. So just to see how much of that money has to like be recycled into the business to grow it and to keep it going. And just to see like what people are doing to like get there. So.
Right.
I got what I'm doing for dinner tonight.
Exactly.
Seriously, man.
Okay, so my favorite class was when the St. Louis Public Library came. Oh my God. I had no clue that all these free resources were available to entrepreneurs at the library. When this woman was letting us know that you can go on this site for free, that you can call up a librarian and they can search this demographic and search that, I was like in awe, like, oh my God, like all of this is available at the library for free. So that was definitely, I had to say that was my favorite classroom, because that was basically, I had a lot of takeaways, from there. And when I say I got home that night and got on that computer, oh my God.
You searching up anyone? Because you can search individual people.
I know.
It was kind of serious. Like, man, anybody can find you.
Yes. So I like that classroom. All right, Joffrey, let's talk about the food.
Oh,
man.
Hopefully I was like, oh, man. Oh, my God.
It was so good.
The level of, like, just every Monday.
Yes.
I was just like, wow.
Look, and although this program it's not all about the food. It was about the food. But to know that the food was coming from like local entrepreneurs. Yeah. And oh my God, so good.
It kind of like opened up your mind about like the possibilities of food here.
Yeah.
Because me personally, growing up in St. Louis, like I remember watching this video interview of Nelly, the singer from here that everybody like knows about from St. Louis. And one of the interviewer asked him, like, what's your favorite place to eat when you're home? And he was like, somebody's house.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's so St. Louis, because I just feel like most people in St. Louis know how to cook.
Yes.
And so, like, you always eating at families' houses and different stuff like that. And so if you grew up here, you may or may not have, like, really gotten out. Mm-hmm. And so, like, having, like, traveled and went off to college and been different places, and then, like, come home and then actually find that we actually have a really nice food scene here, especially one that's like growing, and we got like food trucks and all these different things.
It is growing.
We have some really good food and good options like on Monday nights. So again, shout out to Ricky and Mark because they really put effort into making sure we tried different places, different types of food. It was good.
Stuff that I would never
dessert.
Oh.
Hold on.
You don't always get dessert with your meals.
What was that lady business? Pound for pound.
Cake.
Oh
Tracy.
Your cakes was so freaking good.
Tracy is the bomb. Her cakes are so good.
That coconut cake that we had, like one of the last nights.
Yes.
Oh, like, what is this?
See? Look, I'm gonna tell you, I was looking forward to coming on Mondays.
I know.
Because besides the lesson, the food, Lord, it was a blessing. I'll tell you that much.
And like when you think about the cost of the program, and to think that there are programs that charge like 10 times what this program is, and you don't get food like that. Yeah.
So that was appreciated, and it was appreciated that it was from local business owners.
Yeah.
And then when they brought some of them in, like, what was that sausage?
The chicken sausage.
Mom Jill. Jill with Mom's chicken sausage.
Yeah.
Go Jill. It makes you proud. You want to support them.
Absolutely.
But and I think just like having that community where it's like, wow, it's like they came through this program and just seeing like, seeing where they're at. It's like, like, we're learning stuff that's actually going to be helpful.
Exactly.
And then I get to enjoy it too.
Right. I get to taste it and see. Yeah. That's so true.
Okay, so any insight? Anything you guys want to share? Any like takeaways from the program overall for you all?
You me first? I guess it's back on me. One of the things that I told myself upon like, determining that I will participate in this program was that, like, when I leave or when I finish this program, I need to be up and running. Because I also felt like you, where I was like, another program? Because I got a degree in business. I got marketing experience. I've been in corporate America, just been around a lot of business people. And I was just like, do I really need this? And, like, it makes you question, like, okay, am I just fearful on doing it, or do I actually need additional education and resources? Exactly. Now, I'm a life learner, but I was feeling kind of like, I don't know if I need to do another program, but I saw, like, how Ola I saw his process a little bit, and so that made me want to do it. Yeah. And I definitely don't regret it. Now, I'm not doing another program after this.
I'm done with that program.
Not until, like, I feel like, it's been years, and, like, I need to jump back into something to learn
I feel like
something.
there's only so much that you can learn before you, jump
do
out
it
there and do
try.
It. So there's nothing against, like, programs that's, like, happening here in St. Louis to help grow other small business owners and, give us resources and things, but like I said, there's only so much knowledge that you can take before you just go ahead and do what you have to do.
You have to do it, I totally agree with that, because if you keep learning, keep doing programs, and then you never actually utilize the information that you're getting from them, how do you know what you really need to know more of?
Exactly.
Or if you actually, have gotten information that works for you. So what I will say is that I feel like while I'm not exactly where I want to be or picture myself being, this program has certainly allowed me to be up and running, if you will, and to be more confident too.
Yeah, good.
Because I feel like it was very well rounded in terms of the amount of information it covered on what it takes to run a business, and then also connecting you to people in your industry or people that can assist you, maybe for some sort of like bargains or for a cheaper or least inexpensive price, you know, that you may be paying if you went to like a Office Depot just to get some printing done or, you know, stuff like that. And then like the perk of being able to be a member here is also something that's great. So I just feel like they thought out the program and like they really I feel like it was something worth me being a part of, and that I feel like I'm better and stronger now as a businesswoman, feeling empowered to be in business.
Exactly. That's good. Yeah, that's good.
All right. You know, I think just going off what you said is very similar to like what I really took away from it is that, you know, I can only hear so much, you learn so much about it, and really at the end of the day, I gotta really get out and talk to, you know, who are my potential customers. And being in the biotech field, it's, you know, like, it is kind of intimidating to go talk to doctors, to try to talk to like transplant surgeons, and trying to like break through some of these areas where I'm just trying to learn, because I think I might know, because I'm in the space a little bit, but because I'm on this research side, I'm not really, like there's a big gap. And you know, it takes a lot of humility to say, okay, there's a lot I need to learn. And they really kind of push you through to say, okay, like you know, you can say all that, you can say you have a great product, but I want to hear the customers say, you know, like validate that. And if you're not showing me the validation of that, then you're just nothing more than just going to be like talking in the wind. So you know, I think that's for me. It was just like, if I really want to know if this is going to make it, you know, I gotta, you know, walk the walk instead of just talking the talk. And
so you got a lot of you're like mentoring your track leader a lot. You got a lot of insight, I'm guessing, from him, or like you got you really appreciate it, you know.
Yeah,
we shared with you all.
Yeah, because he had a great company, and he got an exit, but it, you know, it didn't go exactly how he thought it would, but you know, it still ended up in a beneficial for him. But in the end, it, like, you know, went very different. And I think for me, you know, just learning how pivoting, and how really a lot of business is just a lot of pivoting, trying to figure out, it's like, you know, are you gonna really be stuck onto one way, or are you willing to kind of move around and trying to learn, you know, from your mistakes, or trying to anticipate that. And so, you know, hearing what he went through and really trying to just learn what I could, because there was a lot of similarities what he went through, and I really appreciated that. And that, you know, for me, it just gave me a lot of inspiration to say that, you know, wow, there's a lot of work I actually need to do when I thought I actually had been, I thought I had been done some stuff. So there's a lot left to be done, which is good, you know, because now I don't feel like I'm stagnant. I feel like, okay, now I got a vision of how to go forward. So it's exciting, but a little daunting. So, you know, there's still some stuff there. But, you know, how you address that fear, whether you're going to let it motivate you or you're going to be held down by it, you know, that's the difference.
All right, you gotta preach.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
Yes.
Yeah. That tough love part about what he said is so true.
Yeah.
That you kind of get here, because sometimes programs really are all sometimes heavy on the inspiring tip, like motivating, like you can do it, you can do it. But then sometimes you need somebody to say that ain't gonna work. Check that out. Like, let me be honest with you. You know, because I'd rather you be honest with me about it, even though I'm like loving it and in love with it. If it's really gonna make me fall on my face, you know, or if it's not gonna work, or you know, or that I should pivot.
So my takeaway, or my overall takeaway, whatever I said, I don't know what the question is. Inside. Okay. It's y'all, like I said at first, my biggest thing I always look forward to when I do little programs like this is connections. Like networking with other entrepreneurs and like growing our connections, you know, where we can look back on, you know, years and be like, well, I met you here and now look at you doing this and look at you doing that. And also being connected with our track leader, Mark. Like, he has so much insight. He's connected with so many people. Like, I sat him down one day and we had a little conversation. He was like, I'm gonna connect you with this person, and the next week I was like, here, having a meeting with that person. You know, so I really appreciated that. I really appreciate, you know, just the overall networking opportunity and connecting, and I look forward to, like, you know, looking back and it's like, I met you here and look at you now, and, you know, just asking you all, how can I help you? You know, how can you help me? Or, you know, overall the networking of it. You know what I'm trying to say.
I think, you know, I hope like I look on LinkedIn one day and I just see like, you know, some stories about y'all, and I'm just like, wow, like, you know, like that'll just make me smile inside. So I hope to see that and just, you know, and then be like, oh, I know this person. You know, I think that was the coolest thing when we started off each class. Even though a lot of times we didn't know, like, you know, we hadn't asked, like, does anyone need anything? Yeah. Just having that idea that's like, wow, this is this community that we can just pull from, you know? So that's the community to pull from, basically, and give to. Right. Yeah. So, anything else y'all want to share? I'm done asking y'all questions. This has been a fun time. Even like this little thing is
just
like a testimony.
Thank you for giving us another. Because I mean, Edwin and I, we chit chat a little bit in class, but we didn't have a lot of interactions. So then this gives me another chance for the three of us coming from that class to continue and to support each other and to continue our connection. Because thinking about what you were saying, even about LinkedIn, like, it would be great to, you know, the people that you connected with in the class to keep in touch and, like, over time see us growing around the same levels and be like, man, look, we were here and now we're here. So I agree with that.
Because I'm a little competitive, so I want this whole class. I want them to be like 10 years, be like, man, that class I did in fall 2019, ain't nothing like that.
They've been killing it. Exactly. It happened though, and I appreciate you guys coming on.
Thank you
for doing this with me. And I wish you all the best. Seriously, with your businesses, and I hope you guys stay encouraged. Please reach out to me. Let me know however I can assist you all.
We got you, girl.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right, y'all. Peace.
Bye.